I'm 30 years old. For the better part of my adulthood, like, I have not experienced the greatest nights of sleep until I started using Aries.
I kind of don't know what to expect going into the brain scan. I think it's very unique and something that is maybe like a secret weapon. I don't know how many other NASCAR drivers has ever had that done, but it's a piece of data that I'm going to get to look at and then review and say, wow, I didn't know that was going on, and then seeing how the products mitigate the negative side effects of that is going to be incredible.
When we did the brain scan, I saw the difference.
So the one on the left here, the maps on the left, are when you had a phone up to your head and you did not have any Aries protection. Okay, so we got the pre and then the first exposure here.
Okay.
And then this is baseline and the phone with Aries protection. And what appears to have happened here is that you did have a significant reduction in delta and theta activity in your frontal lobe.
I am floored by the results. I mean, because if you look at baseline to the exposure, without the Aries, look how much more it lit up, right? Like it lit up a lot. But then the exposure with the Aries improved probably by at least 30 or 40% over baseline.
It's interesting because this is a conversation and observation we've been having for a while. We've observed this in multiple people as we've been running this experiment. We look at beta to beta, and you look at the post here. Now, that amount of beta goes down significantly.
Yeah, look at how much more blue that is.
Yeah.
It's like double.
Yeah, your brain relaxed there, for sure.
Holy smokes.
This is your heart data. This orange, yellow, and green bar, these are all 3 different speeds of the heart. The yellow bar represents sympathetic activation, or your get up and go activation.
Okay.
The green bar represents parasympathetic activation. So it's kind of like, being able to relax and lay back in the hammock. So this is your baseline on the left here, and this is what you look like after you have exposure with a phone with no Aries tech on it.
Okay? Oh, wow.
And when you have a high VLF and a high LF together, that's anxiety.
Really?
The HF is the parasympathetic. That's what kind of mitigates it and relaxes you. When you have Aries tech on the phone, this parasympathetic
okay.
You get a more balanced autonomic nervous system, and your heart rate variability starts to increase again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's what you look like in baseline, right? And that's what you look like when you have Aries tech on.
My gosh, look at that. I mean, it's doubled over baseline.
Yeah, let's put up number...
I was going to say, if you put 2 and 3 side by side.
Yes, you got it. All right, so let's do that. Boom.
No, wait, look at that. Parasympathetic tripled. Well, that right there basically just validates what I couldn't, explain from a data standpoint, but it validates what happened because as soon as I incorporated Aries into like my routine, my sleep, I was waking up 3 or 4 times a night. Like I just, it was tough for me to get like a solid night's sleep and get like any REM sleep. And as soon as I incorporated it into my, essentially my routine, I was sleeping through the night, only waking up once, maybe twice, depending on, how much I hydrated, if I had to, use the restroom. But, that makes sense because my body's getting pulled basically out of fight or flight.
Yeah, exactly. You would go into more